was once a man who had 3 sons. The youngest of the 3 was mocked and bullied by his elder brothers all the time. They even came up with a horrible nickname for him, Simpleton. Their father was getting old and wasn't as strong as he once was, so one day he asked his eldest son to go to the woods to chop wood for the winter. His mother made a cake for him to eat and filled a bottle of wine for him to drink. The boy left for the forest. On his way, he met a dwarf who politely asked him for something to eat and drink, but the son said, "I only have 1 sweet cake and 1 bottle of wine. If I give them to you, there will be nothing left for me, so goodbye." Then he left the little man behind. But the dwarf wasn't ordinary, and he put a spell on the eldest brother. As soon as the son started chopping the first tree, he made a wild swing and hurt his arm. So he had to go home before he had even had a bite from the cake or a sip from the wine. So the second brother was asked to go instead. His mother gave him a cake and a bottle of wine too. As he was making his way into the woods, the second brother came across the same dwarf. The dwarf asked him for a bite of food and a sip of water if he had any, but the second brother, just like the first one, answered that he wouldn't share any of the cake and the wine because then there would be less for him. Just like his elder brother, he left the dwarf behind. But as soon as he took out his axe and took a few swings, he accidentally hurt his leg and had to go home to have it bandaged. It was again the dwarf's doing, a punishment for being so selfish. Simpleton was with his father when the second brother returned home without any wood and asked his father to let him go into the forest. "Absolutely not. Your brothers went and had no luck at all. You will hurt yourself too." But Simpleton begged for so long that his father had no choice. His mother gave him a loaf of old bread and a bottle of sour beer, and the youngest brother left. Just like his brothers, he met the dwarf on the way into the forest. "Can you give me something to eat and drink? I am starving and I am dying of thirst," said the dwarf. Simpleton replied, "I only have some old stale bread and sour beer to drink. What if that suits you? I will be happy to share it with you." The dwarf turned the bread into a sweet cake and the beer into wine, and they ate and drank happily. "You shared the little you had with an old stranger, so I will reward you for your kind heart," said the dwarf.